her extensive dating history to not respecting her husband's wishes, here's our list of celebrities who exposed Jennifer Lopez's red flags to the public. Now, during a documentary about J-Lo and Ben Affleck's love for each other, before they got divorced, we saw how uncomfortable Jen's fame made Ben. Now, Ben admitted to the cameras that he's never been as comfortable flaunting their romance publicly, but says he had to accept it was going to happen if he wanted to make things work with Jen. Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media, he said. Then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're gonna marry a boat captain and you go, well, I don't like the water. He added, we're just two people with different kinds of approaches trying to learn to compromise. Now, later in the film, Jen acknowledged that she's aware of Ben's discomfort, but doesn't seem willing to do much to improve things for him. I don't think Ben is very comfortable with me doing all of this, she said. But he loves me, he knows I'm an artist, and he's gonna support me in every way he can because he knows you can't stop me from making the music I made. But then she seemed to have gone too far when she showed people his private love letters to her. Ben was taken aback when Jen shared with songwriters the private love letters he wrote to her to serve as inspiration for her new album, This Is Me Now. Now, Jen had invited musicians into their home and gave them access to Ben's love letters. Later on, Ben says, things that are private I always felt are secret and special because, in part, they're private. When Jen and I broke up before, he said, well, looking back at the end of their engagement in 2003, the catalyst for that was this massive amount of scrutiny around our private life. However, he suggested the couple didn't necessarily share the same viewpoints when it came to having a romance in the public eye. I had a very firm sense of boundaries initially around the press, while Jen, I don't think, objected to it in the way I did, he continued, and I very much did object to it. Now, the fact that she did all of that knowing he didn't like it is crazy, and honestly makes me glad that Ben left her. When their separation was announced, a Page Six source said if there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, he would. He feels like the last 2 years were just a fever dream, and he's come to his senses now and understands there's just no way this is going to work. And you know what? I feel like that speaks volumes. Ojani Noah was married to J-Lo for just 9 months, but he hasn't been able to stop talking about and exposing the star. During a 2016 appearance on Million Dollar Matchmaker, he dumped blame on his former wife, saying she caused their split and claimed, I was looking forward to being with her for the rest of my life. It didn't happen. She made the choice of her career instead of me. Now, after Jennifer tied the knot with Ben in July 2022, Noah publicly spoke out about her marriage. I wish her and Ben the best, but I'm not convinced it will last, he told the Daily Mail that month. Jen loves being in love, but she's been engaged 6 times. Ben is husband number 4. I was husband number 1, and she told me I was the love of her life. And you know what? He's got a point there. Now, J-Lo married Ojani Noah in February 1997, but their marriage was short-lived and they divorced later. She then dated Diddy in 1999 after the pair met on the set of a music video, but they later split in 2001. Then J-Lo and Chris Judd tied the knot in September 2001, but the marriage was over by June 2002 and their divorce was finalized in 2003. This was then when she and Ben Affleck had their first engagement and then called it off in early 2004. She then married Mark Anthony in June 2004, welcoming twins Max and Emmy in February 2008. However, they announced their split in July 2011. Then just 4 months after splitting from Anthony, J-Lo started dating the backup dancer Casper Smart in November 2011. They dated on and off until 2016, and she announced her engagement to Alex Rodriguez in March 2019 after more than 2 years of dating. But then they called off the engagement in 2021, and after this she got back together with Ben, got married, and then got divorced after only 2 years of marriage. Now, Noah has done more damage to JLo's career though, as he recently took to social media to distance himself from any connection to Diddy's freak-off parties, but claimed that JLo was one of multiple celebrities present at them. While we do know that JLo has been to Diddy parties, as there's photographic evidence, there has been nothing official been put out about her involvement in freak-offs. In a post on Instagram, Noah shared a list of stars who allegedly attended Diddy's parties, one being JLo. "I'm not on the list," he captioned the post. To those people and media outlets asking if I ever went or participated in that piece of Diddy's freak-off parties, no and no, never. But my ex-wife Jennifer Lopez, aka JLo, did. Ask her. Then there's Chris Olsen. He's an influencer, and he had this bit where he would travel across the country to deliver a coffee to celebrities. Now this would then show him giving him the coffee, and the celeb could use the camera time to promote whatever project they were launching. Now a lot of these videos went viral, but Chris exposed that he had a bad experience with one of the celebrities who he did this with. He was on the canceled podcast hosted by Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield, and he was accompanied by his BFF Meghan Trainor. Tana asked him if he had any bad experiences, and he named someone, but they bleeped it. Everyone on the internet though was able to figure out pretty easily that he was talking about JLo. Besides, after he said her name, Meghan said, "Stop, they're gonna know who it is." Now the four of them then talked about how a lot of people have had negative experiences with the star they were talking about. Chris went on to say that once he entered the room, the energy was off. He said that her staff understood what he was doing and tried to get her excited about it, but JLo didn't really understand the concept or the joke of this video and decided to take over and help him direct it instead of just letting him do what he wanted to do. Now JLo is known as needing to be in control all the time, so this description fits her. Now Chris said he didn't want to argue and just let her do what she wanted, but he added that the video didn't perform that well and he knew it wouldn't. And then, based on numerous conversations on his show, Howar Stern has flat out claimed that he doesn't like JLo, her music, or how she's acted in her career. Now because of this, Jennifer has avoided him, but when Howard first got the job as a judge on America's Got Talent, there were a lot of concerned viewers. However, in one of his first interviews as a judge, he tried to make his case by slamming other celebrity judges who, in his opinion, were more focused on advancing their own careers than doing the job they'd been hired to do. Howard said in a red carpet interview with HLN in 2012, "I was critical of American Idol JLo because I felt like she never said anything negative, let's say, and I felt like, well, it helped her career. She got very far. Suddenly she got back on the charts and the show was good for her, and it became more about JLo." And you know what? He's got a point there. Her judging did help her career. Now, on top of this, Howard has repeatedly bashed all of JLo's music and said some not so flattering things about the star. Well, that's all for our list of celebrities who exposed Jennifer Lopez red flags to the public. Now, what shocked you the most on our list? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host, Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.